it's Nerea from Nerea's Pilates, and today I'm going to work on a nice routine that's going to just gently ease the nervous system, gently stretch the back, and just allow ourselves to feel calm, relaxed, and move freely through the back, opening up the spine. So we're going to start off back end of the mat, feet hip distance. So you're just going to do your little check. So underneath the big toe, the little toe and the heel of the foot, that's where we want to feel the weight spaced out evenly through that tripod. Lengthen from the arch, up through the ankles, up through the lower legs, so just gently taking the locks off, up through the thighs, pelvic bones are facing forwards, your pelvis is in neutral, lengthen up through the torso, roll the shoulders up, back and down, gently opening the chest, up through the throat, up through the head, to the top of the ceiling, so we should feel lengthen from the arches of the feet, held but not forced. Okay, let's focus a little bit more on the breath. In through the nose, exhale, lift through the pelvic floor, hollow through, gently using the in abdominals and using pursed lips to breathe out. Inhale, relaxing the shoulders, exhale. This next time we're going to inhale, and as we exhale we're going to bend through the knees, nod forwards with the head, and breathing out the whole time. When we get to the bottom, you're going to just soften those knees, like really let them go, and we're going to hold it for 4 breaths. So you're folding forwards, no tension, 4 breaths. On your 4th exhalation, you're going to come back up, keep those knees soft, lengthen, gently lift, gently draw the belly button in, chest open, and then head. So we're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, engage your core, exhale. Bend those knees, inhale, 4 breaths. Exhale, coming back up. So hopefully starting to feel a little bit calmer, starting to feel a little bit easier on the backs of the legs. Deep breath in. The spine starting to open up and work a little bit more for you. Gently stretching forwards. Exhale all the way down. Nice deep breath in. Engage. Relax all the tension. Release. 2 more breaths. 4th exhalation coming up. This next one, we're not going to come back up, we're going to stay forward and develop, okay? So nice deep breath in, exhale, 4 breaths. And then just gently come down in a child's pose. So resting, lengthening through the arms, and allow the head to rest on the mat. Couple of breaths and release. Okay, we're coming up on 4-point kneeling. So in this position, you need to have the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and you want about a fist distance gap in between the knees. Lengthen from the top of the head to the tailbone, and just gently stretch through the back. So if you can, at any point, you look at yourself in a mirror, just have a look. Is it like this? Are you sitting here like this? Is the weight here in the knees? We want to think about having 4 points evenly balanced. So the weight is coming forwards over the hands, not sitting back in between the hands here and sitting into the knees, okay? And all we're going to do is we're going to mobilise the spine. So you're taking a big breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lead with the tailbone, push the chest down towards the mat and look up, and then change direction, tucking the bottom under, shoulders reaching, and looking down towards the tummy button, and then the tailbone leads again, pushing away from each other, so the head's looking up, and so is the tailbone, and tailbone leads again, letting the head look down, and side again. And one more. So really letting the spine move fluidly. If there's any areas that feel really stiff and you're missing them out, just feel free to stop and work on that area. Looking up. Okay, we're going to gently rest it back into child's pose. Nice gentle breaths. Oh, actually no. Take the right arm underneath the left arm. Look underneath and just gently open up through the back, into the side, and on the other side. And then we're just going to come up into dolphin pose. So hands, if you make them into a little point like this, forearms on the mat, you're going to tuck the toes under, lift the tailbone and lift through the chest. Let the head look down towards the tummy button. It doesn't matter if your feet don't touch the mat. If you're really struggling, bend your knees more and just gently stretch, taking the load out of the legs if your hamstrings are screaming. Couple of breaths here. And then gently relax it into child's pose. Oh, I'm going to get vexed. Won't start itching. A couple of breaths here. And then we're going to come back up into that position and pause. Lifting through the tailbone. Lengthening through the spine. Couple of breaths. And then gently lower back down. Twice more through. So you're thinking about lifting the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Remember, if you need to, you just bend those knees and really focus on the back rather than the two together. A couple of breaths. Relax down into child's pose. We've got one more to do. Last one. Up we'll go. Gently stretch. And then gently relax. We're going to come round, sitting up. If you need to, you can sit on a block. So if you sit and you really struggle and you're like this and your pelvis is really posteriorly tilted, sitting on a block helps to tilt the pelvis forwards a little bit. And so it's a little bit easier to lengthen through the spine. Just watch out for hyperextension. So if you're limited here, sometimes what you'll do is you'll compensate and use this. But what I want you to think about is having this part, so your thorax, over your pelvis, rather than ahead of it. You lengthen up through the tailbone. If you struggle to sit in this sort of position, and you really tighten your hip flexors, it can pop the block in between the knees and just keep the knees bent. So whatever's comfortable for you. We're just going to do a little bit of side flexion and then we're all done. So relaxing the shoulders, inhale. Going to exhale, place the right hand on the mat, lengthen up. So really important with this one is that if you are restricted, that you then don't do any sort of rotation. You think that you're in a good position and then you see yourself and think, oh no. So if it's too much at the minute, just gently stretch. Focus on keeping those the chest facing forward, the shoulders in alignment. Then you take that arm up, keeping that hip down on the mat. Inhale back to center. So if you were up like this, you're not lifting, okay? Hips stay pretty much glued to the mat. Exhale, inhale back to center, engaging the core, exhale, inhale. Wanting to think about creating some space, going up and over, so you're not doing this, you're growing out of your waist, lengthen, inhale back to center, exhale, up and over. We'll do one more each side, engage, inhale, engage, and then just spend a couple of minutes Breathe in, release and let go. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit calmer. Slowing the breath down and just gently opening the spine and the back so you can move better through the day.